Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys had a good night tonight. If you don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make videos for NBA. Obviously, I do also cover other stuff in my Discord. All these videos get posted on this subreddit right here. It's called DF Sports. You can find my post. My username right here is Shook. I make updates with all the news that comes out. You can talk strategy here with people. Ask me questions or reply to you, stuff like that. Check that out. And then if you ever need to get a hold of me privately, you can do so on Twitter right here at Tori Langley 1992. Profitable day for me overall. Didn't cash on the main slate, cashed on Showdown, cashed in NASCAR. You guys didn't get to see my lineup yesterday because I was sweating. Also had a good day in Call of Duty, and also had a really good day in PGA. So going to be a really profitable day for me overall. PGA there, NASCAR here, my lineup yesterday here. You can take a quick peek. Showdown here. This was not my main lineup. This was actually my dummy lineup. My main lineup did not save, so that was very, very interesting. Got lucky there that my dummy lineup cashed. And I made Showdown videos today for my Discord, and I talked about punting with a 1K guy and expecting a 0, and I talked about it being DeAndre Jordan. He scored like 6 fantasy points. Austin Rivers was optimal. I actually had DeAndre Jordan over Austin Rivers, but my lineup didn't save, like I said. And it was optimal. It was in the winning lineup tonight, so that's pretty cool that I talked about that, and it was optimal. So there's my Showdown lineup tonight. And then my main lineup didn't cash on main. Steve Kerr is just the absolute worst. I swapped off the absolute nuts because of Steve Kerr. Draymond Green, when he was coming off the bench, was an absolutely horrid play. It was horrid, absolutely horrid. I think like 25% of the field kept him. It was just terrible. Just an absolutely terrible play, in my opinion. He was on pace for like 25 minutes, and then they start him in the second half, and he absolutely nukes. And the reason why I'm so mad about it is because, oh, by the way, if you're interested, I'm sorry I'm going off topic, but Discord link will be down below where I have in-depth content going over each slate, player pools, cash and GPPs, cores, give you a core of 4 to play, etc., stuff like that. So the reason why I'm so mad about it is because I absolutely swapped off the nuts. I had just look at this core. Levert, nuke. Mike Conley, nuke. Draymond, nuke. Trae Young, nuke. And the core finished to Jamal Murray, Levert, and Mike Conley. Still did very well, the core did. And you can see the core is not my lineup. I had to make swaps because of Sadiq Bey and Bogdan Bogdanovic. I had to go for pure ceiling. And I got that, but it wasn't enough. So the reason why I'm so mad is I had Trae Young, I had DeAndre Hunter, I had Mike Conley, I had, who else did I have? I didn't have Brogdon, I didn't have Bogey, I didn't have Bay, I had, who else did I have? Aaron Gordon. I had Aaron Gordon. It's just Anthony Edwards. Obviously, I kept just unbelievable. If I keep that lineup, I think I'm pretty sure I would have got first. So Steve Kerr is the absolute worst, and I'm really, really mad. So let's go over the slate. So I think Giannis is going to play here. But if he doesn't, we'll go over it anyway. So if Giannis is in, I don't think he'll be limited. We'll just have to keep an eye on that. So, assuming he's not limited, 10.4 limited. 10.4 is just too cheap. So I would really like Giannis, assuming he does play. Ja, my 2 favorite spend ups on the slate, in my opinion. So 10.4 is just an absurd price for Giannis. Don't care about the matchup. I would really like Giannis as a spend up. Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton would just be contrarian plays for me at their respective prices. Definitely still in play as low-end options, but their prices wouldn't really stand out to me. Bobby Portis would be out of play for me. And then I would like Brook Lopez regardless if Giannis plays. The price has come down. His role's been really good. Even with Giannis in during the regular season, he was up to like 7.7K and he's just playing huge minutes as long as he stays out of foul trouble. So, I mean, I like Brook Lopez regardless if Giannis plays or not. I think he's a pretty good play. I think Grayson Allen is a fine value if he plays. I think we get like high 20s minutes from him. Has to do shots to reach value, but we're scrunging for value on this slate. I think he's fine, just okay. And then I wouldn't go to Content, wouldn't go to Ingles, wouldn't go to any of these guys. Now, if Giannis is out, that's where things change. Then I think Drew Holiday looks like one of the best plays on the slate. I would really like Chris Middleton. I would absolutely love Brook Lopez. I think Bobby Portis would be very good. Grayson Allen would be a pretty good value. Pat Connaughton would be a good value. And then Joe Ingles would be playable. So I would absolutely love this team if Giannis is out. On to Miami, so I think Butler plays here. He was available to return last game, just didn't because of the blowout. So, assuming he does play, Butler's not going to rank as one of my top spend-ups. I definitely put Giannis before him. I definitely put John Morant before him. So, not up there in spend-ups for me, but I still think he's a solid play. Just the role is elite. The usage is elite. He takes over in the playoffs. He's probably going to play like 42, 43 minutes if this game does stay close. So I do like Jimmy at the top. I think Bam Adebayo is probably going to be popular tomorrow. He's definitely an optimal play, probably, just given the price. Also going to play huge minutes as long as this game stays close. So I do like Bam. Max Strus, I mean, it's up to him if he hits his shots. Does have a ceiling when he is. When he's not, he has a very low floor. Now, I think minutes-wise for him, we get like low 30s, which makes him playable at 5'3", not like a standout, but perfectly fine. Then Caleb Martin, I think we get like mid-20s minutes. Another fine option for value. Caleb will do more of the rebounding and stuff like that. He'll play less minutes, definitely a safer floor. Max Strus, definitely the higher ceiling. Kyle Lowry, Gabe Vincent, these two guys, minutes-wise for them, I think we get in the 20s probably for both. I think at their respective price points, I think I just prefer Kyle Lowry. I just think Kyle Lowry is going to be more productive than Gabe Vincent, even if he does play less minutes. So just give me the more productive guy over the two each time. Not really standouts for me, but both fine as like last pieces in. Duncan Robinson has gotten there both times in massive blowouts. I think he would have played like 18 minutes if the game didn't blow out, but I can't look into the future. He played 12 fourth quarter minutes. Don't know if he would have got a rotation in the fourth if this game did stay close. He did play a decent amount in the first half, though. So, going to be an ownership thing for me. If he's low owned, I'm fine taking a shot on him. If he's going to be popular, I think it's one of the worst plays on the slate. So, we'll see there. And then Kevin Love, another one where it's like, would I be shocked if he plays 22 minutes tomorrow and absolutely crushes? No, I would not be shocked at all. Would I also be shocked if he plays 10 minutes tomorrow and just absolutely burns the field? No, I would not be shocked. So another thing where it's going to be an ownership thing for me, if he's going to be popular, I am perfectly fine just looking elsewhere. If he's going to be loaned, I think it's okay. So that's going to be it. If he is in, now Butler's out, then that changes everything. Also, Oladipo's out. But Bam would look great. He's going to be the clear number one on this team. Minutes, usage, role, going to be great. Strus, going to have to do a lot more. Probably have to play close to 40 minutes. I would like him a lot. Caleb Martin would be solid. Grouping of Kyle Lowry, Gabe Vincent would also be a pretty good place to me as well. Kevin Love doesn't really change much for me. And then it might help Duncan. I'm not entirely sure there. Still would only be a tournament play for me, but would have a little bit more interest than I do usually. And then I don't think I'll be going to anyone else there on Miami. So this is the better game of the two if we're talking pace and matchup wise. So I think John Morant's going to be extremely popular tomorrow for good reason. I mean, he played 42 minutes. His hand looked perfectly fine. There's just no one on this team that's going to take over. Dylan Brooks is awful. Desmond Bane's been struggling. I know he shot 7 for 14, but like John Morant's just going to have to do everything. I said this during the regular season a million times. I always want to target guards against the Lakers, and I don't think that's going to change for me tomorrow. So I really like John Morant. Probably going to be one of the most popular plays, popular spend-ups on the slate, if I had to guess. Him, Giannis, I think will be the two most popular. Jaren Jackson Jr. at 8.2, I think is priced about right. Now, does have a ceiling. I think he's okay, but he does lose a lot of usage with Ja Morant back. Desmond Bane's just fine. I think he's a bit overpriced with Ja Morant back. He also takes a huge usage hit, but still in play for tournaments. Still have a pretty high ceiling. Xavier Tillman at 5.7. I wished he was a bit cheaper, but he has a pretty high floor, so a pretty safe play for me. Although I'll keep mentioning the Lakers are second in the league at drawing fouls, so there is risk for foul trouble with Xavier Tillman and Jaren Jackson Jr., but a perfectly reasonable play at 5.7. Luke Kennard at 4.8. I think we get mid-20s minutes. Another guy that's just like fine, pitches shots. He'll get there. If he doesn't, just fine. Dylan Brooks at 4.7 will play. I prefer Brooks to Luke Kennard solely because they're kind of the same to me. And Dylan Brooks is just not scared to shoot the ball. Now there is risk of foul trouble going up against LeBron James, but he's gonna shoot. He's a black hole, right? He's gonna shoot the ball probably 15 times. We don't have a ton of value on this slate. The price is now down to 4.7, so unfortunately, I do like Dylan Brooks tomorrow. Tyus, I mean, sure. Large field tournament dart for me. I'm not going to go to anyone else. On the Lakers. So these are your tournament plays on the slate. Tournament spend ups on the slate. And I think they look like pretty good ones to me. So I love Anthony Davis tomorrow for tournaments. I mean, I absolutely love Anthony Davis tomorrow for tournaments. He'll get ownership just because it's a 2-game slate, but I think he'll go a bit under owned in my opinion. So really like AD for tournaments. I think LeBron's okay. Definitely has a safer floor in my opinion, but I do prefer AD. I think D'Lo looks very good at 5'8". It's just too cheap. I know he burned everyone here, but had a nice bounce back game here. He'll play around 30 minutes. He'll have the ball in his hands. He shot the ball absolutely poorly. You could see him just explode here if he has a good shooting game. So I do like D'Lo quite a bit. I like Austin Reeves as well. I think he'll play over 30 minutes. He's been shooting the ball also very good, pretty good. He'll stuff the stat sheet. He will also have the ball in his hands too, so like that. I really like both these guards here. Rui at 5.2 is getting to the point where I think he's a bit overpriced, but if you want to ride the hot streak, be my guest. I will not be too pricey in my opinion. Jared Vanderbilt at 4.1 probably plays around 20 minutes. Playing alongside AD, his usage is awful, but another value, it's just like okay as last man in. And I think that'll wrap it up for the video, guys. Hope you guys had a great night tonight, and I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.